Next section to address is secondary transition. If you do not have a student that is 14 or older, you do not have to worry about providing any information in this section. It will throw up a yellow triangle of a warning, and it'll tell you how old your student is as of the day you were writing the IEP. It's going to give you some guidance in this blue box as to what activities you need to think about, what you need to work on with transition, and what's required, etc. So with your secondary transition, if you have a student that is not 16, you'll just fill out this part. If the student is 16 or older, you will address the whole section. So who helped with this secondary transition? Obviously, the student has to provide information. The school staff is going to be providing information, and parents. Then, if the student is involved with CAP services, voc rehab, any of those areas, they would be contributing to this section. And then if there's anything else, you click other and put in that information. Course of study, what is the student following? All of our students are on the extended content standards, so I would click E. Next section, what goals? So beginning at age 16, what goals am I going to have for the student in education and training, in employment, and independent living, if appropriate? I put an A there just to hold its spot. Don't think that's what you put. I'm just holding my place. The next section, so up above you addressed the, which was what previously was known as Section B, the course of study, and then Section C, the post-secondary goals. Now, this part here that my cursor is going around is Section D, the actual transition services that you're going to be providing. So if you'll look going across the page at the different tabs, these are the transition services. And this is the same transition services that we had before: adult living, employment development, functional vocational, instruction, related services, and community experiences. So for each one, you're going to go across. So the first one, adult living skills, you're going to click to add. What is the transition service for adult living that you're going to provide? So here it may be communicate personal info. And you're asking, well, why am I just putting info rather than spelling out? This box only lets you have so many characters because they're wanting you to be very brief and to the point. And this student needs visuals, but it won't let me put anything there. So I would have to come to the next box and say visual supports. Who's responsible? The student and the teacher. Student and the teacher. And the responsible agency, Conover School. And if the parent was involved, it would be Conover School and the parent. And I would scroll down, save and continue. If you have to complete the Part D of the transition services, this section, please make sure that you address the skills for each area. Otherwise, you will get the red stop sign. Some of you may have noticed with grammar mechanics, it will provide grammar suggestions, different ways to word what you're saying, and then it also gives you a red squiggly line if something is spelled incorrectly. You just right click, it'll come up, and then you can select. Several folks have asked, are we able to copy and paste? Yes, but you have to use it with the shortcut keys on your keyboard. So if I had visual supports and I want to copy and paste it, notice when I right click, it does not give me that option. So I want to come back and do visual supports that I want to copy and paste. Control C for copy. I'm going to delete it, and then I'm going to come back and do Control V as in Victor for visual supports, and then it put it right back where I had it. Then you have 2 questions about student rights. If the student is 17 during the life of this IEP, will guardianship transfer to the parents, or is it going to stay with the student? Yes or no? And then another yes or no. If the student is age 18 of the life of this IEP, the parent and the student have been notified that rights have been transferred, yes or no. So that's a question you'll have to ask the parent in the meeting. Parent, have you gained guardianship and transfer of rights, or does your student still have it? So here I'm going to put yes, they've been informed. Yes, they've transferred rights, and save and continue. And see, it's giving me the error that I have to have at least one service for each transition area. Yeah, I know.